Hi, welcome to this PL/SQL tutorial. The topic is procedure. A procedure in PL/SQL is a named block or set of statements that can be stored in the database. There are three ways of using procedure. Standalone procedure, which will be stored in the database as an object and can be used anytime. Local procedure, which can be used inside any other procedure or function or anonymous block, and it will not be stored as an object in the database. Procedure within a package, which will be used by referring to the package name. In this case, the package will be stored as an object in the database. That's why the procedure will also be stored in the database and can be used anytime. Typically, procedures cannot include DDL statements like create, alter, drop for creating or modifying database structures. Procedures provide several advantages, including code reusability, improved performance, and enhanced security. Here is the syntax for using the standalone procedure. I will discuss the other ways of using a procedure in the practical overview. So here, first we have the create keyword, then the optional or replace, then the procedure keyword, then the name of the procedure. After that, the parameters enclosed by parentheses. Next, the optional declaration section, then the execution section. After that, the exception handling section, and at the last, the end keyword with the optional procedure name. You can see the example of a standalone procedure here. There are two ways of calling a procedure. The first one is outside of a block. Here, we need to use the execute keyword. As you can see in the screen, you can also use the exec keyword, which is the short form of the execute keyword. Another one is within a block. Here, we don't use the execute keyword to call a procedure. Let's see the procedure example practically. The purpose of this procedure is to check if a number is even or not. We will get the number as a parameter inside the parenthesis. In the declaration section, I haven't declared anything. In the execution section, you can see the if statement, which is used to check if a number is even or not. If it's even, then you will see this message on the screen. Else, you will see this message. As I already said, there are two ways of calling a procedure: without a block and within a block. If we are calling a procedure without a block, then we need to use the execute keyword. Or we can use the exec keyword, which is the short form of the execute keyword. If we are calling a procedure from within a block, then we don't need any extra keyword. To call the procedure, we need to create the procedure first. Let's create the procedure. So you can see the procedure is created in the database. Let's call the procedure without a block. Here, the number 3 has been passed as an argument. So we should be able to see the message 3 is not an even number on the screen. Let's execute it. 3 is not an even number. Let's call the procedure within a block. Here, the number 4 has been passed as an argument. So we should be able to see the message 4 is an even number on the screen. Let's execute it. You can see 4 is an even number. There are three types of parameters we have. First, the in parameter. The in parameter is read only. You can reference an in parameter inside a procedure, but you cannot change its value. Oracle uses the in parameter as the default parameter. The next one is the out parameter. It is used to receive the output from a procedure or a function. This is the write only parameter, is that we can't pass values to out parameters while executing the procedure. Even if you pass a value, the procedure ignores the value. But we can assign values to out parameters inside the procedure, and the calling program can receive this output value. The next and the last one is the in out parameter, which allows us to pass values into a procedure and get output values from the procedure. This parameter is both readable and writable. By using the in out parameter, we can pass values into a parameter and return a value to the calling program using the same parameter. Let's check the procedure using in parameter. You can see the parameter a is an in parameter. In the execution section, this statement will print the value of A. And here you can see I have commented this assignment statement. As you already know, in parameter is read only. That's why we can't assign any values to in parameter. If I comment out this line, it will raise an exception. Here I tried to call the parameter incheck procedure from within a block. Here you can see I've declared a variable A with the value 1. And in the execution section, we are calling the procedure. Now let's compile the procedure first. You can see it's compiled. Now let's execute this. You can see the value of A on the screen. Let's uncomment this line. Let's compile the procedure again. You can see we are getting an exception. The exception is expression A cannot be used as an assignment target. I have prepared this procedure to get the overview of the out parameter. Here you can see B is the out parameter. In this line, I tried to print the value of B before the assignment. This is to check if we can read the value of an out parameter when we pass any value while calling the procedure. Here you can see the assignment statement. Using this block, I tried to call the parameter outCheck procedure. I declared a variable B here with the value 1. In the execution section here, we are calling the procedure. After calling the procedure, the value of B should be changed. And by using this statement, we will be able to see the value of B on the screen. As you already know, out parameter is write only. We will get null as a value of B here. That's why if this statement executes on the screen, we will see no value for B. So if we execute this block, on the screen we will see this message without having any value for B. Then the assignment is happening. And at the last we will be able to see 5 as a value of B here. Let's compile the procedure. You can see the procedure is compiled. Let's execute this block. You can see there is no value of B before assignment. And here after the assignment the value of B is 5. Here I created this procedure to get the overview of the in-out parameter. This example is similar to the previous example of the out parameter. Here C is the in-out parameter. In the execution section before the assignment, I tried to print the value of C. And here is the assignment statement. Here the parameter is both readable and writable since it's an in-out parameter. So whenever we pass a value for the in-out parameter while calling the procedure, we will get the value itself inside the procedure instead of null. That's why this statement will print the value of C before the assignment, which we will pass while calling the procedure. Here is the block that will be used to call the procedure. I declared the variable C with the value 1. Here calling the parameter in-out check procedure with the value of C. At the last on the screen, we will see the value of C after the assignment. So if we execute it, we should see 1 as the value of C before the assignment and 5 as the value of C after the assignment. Let's compile the procedure. You can see the procedure is compiled. Let's execute this block. Here you can see before assignment the value of C is 1 and after assignment the value of C is 5. I already said that there are 3 ways of using the procedure: standalone procedure, local procedure, and the last one, procedure within package. We use create keyword for the standalone procedure. To use this procedure, we need to compile it one time to store it as an object in the database. And then we can use the procedure anytime we want. The local procedure can't be stored inside database. We need to omit the create keyword from the standalone procedure syntax to use local procedure. These procedures are used inside blocks as it can't be stored inside database. We don't need to compile it before using it. You will get an overview of this procedure in this tutorial. The last one is the procedure within a package. Procedures within a package are commonly used to encapsulate and organize related functionality. I won't discuss it in this tutorial. You will get an overview of this procedure in the PL SQL package tutorial. Here I created one example to demonstrate the local procedure. I declared a number n with the value 8. Then I declared the local procedure. You can see there is no create keyword before the procedure keyword. The working of this procedure is to check if a number is even or not. In this execution section, you can see I called the procedure 2 times. First I passed the value of n. Next I passed the value of n plus 1. The value of n is 8. So if we execute this block on the screen, we should be able to see 8 is even number and 9 is odd number. Let's execute this block. You can see 8 is even number and 9 is odd number. Here I'm using this example to demonstrate how to drop a procedure. You can see this procedure is same as previous, the is even procedure. So I'm going to compile it first. You can see the procedure is compiled. Let's check if it is working properly or not. Here you can see 5 is odd number, so it's working properly. So now let's drop the procedure. Okay, you can see the procedure is even is dropped. Now let's try to call the procedure again. You can see we are getting the exception. The exception is identifier is even must be declared. Here I'm using the same example as previous to demonstrate how to modify the code inside of a procedure. Let's say we want to change this message here. Instead of odd, I want to write not even. Let's compile it. You can see we are getting exception. The exception is name is already used by an existing object. So the procedure is even is already created. That's why we cannot create it again. That's why if we want to modify the code inside the procedure, we need to add two keywords extra. The keywords are or replace. So the syntax is create or replace procedure is event. And then inside the parenthesis, the parameters you want to pass. After that, the declaration section, then the execution section, and if there is any exception handling section, you can also add. And then at the last, the end keyword. So let's compile it again. You can see procedure is even is compiled. Now let's try to call the procedure. You can see we are getting the message 5 is not even instead of 5 is odd number. If you learned something new, then like this video, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. And lastly, thanks for watching.